What is up, y'all, man? How y'all doing? Welcome to another edition of Swag Talk. And as you can see, I am no longer on vacation, man. This crazy winter storm came through and canceled all the travel plans up north. So I'm back now in the lab. And man, I'm gonna just, do what we do, man. I'm gonna do a little National Signing Day talk. We'll talk whatever else, man. You know, so if y'all want to hit that line, man, you can get in on the show. 713-701-7609. If you want to chop it up. But this man, I wanted to talk a lot of stuff about signing day, man, but a lot of people feel like they recruiting this G14 classified and they don't want to put no news out or they ain't signing no people. Some people ain't got coaches, man. This shit's a mess right now. Salute to Jackson State, FAMU, Grambling, Alcorn, Prairie View, TSU, man. Y'all doing y'all thing. Everybody else, man, y'all just, y'all getting the guy too. And I'm not one to be crazy about how many people you sign, but I'm big on communication, man. Use your social media and put out the guys that you're looking at, put out that you're using the whole weekend to sign guys or something, man. Don't have people hanging in the wind. It's just been a ugly to me. It's just been one of them things where if you on top of your social media stuff, man, A plus top notch to you, man. Everybody else, man, y'all just whatever. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about the UAPB coaching job again. It's crazy. Transfer portal, man. Whatever y'all want to get in on the comments, or like I said, call in or whatever. We can chop it up. Like I said, I was gonna try to do a team by team thing, but apparently a lot of people ain't recruiting right now. Are they waiting till February? Which I think personally, I don't agree with that move no more, man. There's a reason why they got 2 signing days. Most people are trying to get in and out in the first signing period. And so, why don't you go ahead and, you waiting for guys to hit the portal, whatever, man. I'm a little bit not too happy with some of this stuff, but we'll run through some of these classes of teams that are sharing the information. And then, we'll just, go from there. So, man, first off, I do want to start off, man, by saying make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscription button and hit that like button while you're here, man. Like the stream. Hey, every like helps. So hit that. Tomorrow we back with Swag Smoke. The boy DJ back in the house, man. Jamie G gonna try to hop in too. So we're gonna have the full crew in the house. We're gonna talk some more recruiting and transfer portal and whatever else come down the pipe. But man, let's start off with the Pine Bluff coaching search has been. What's up, Big Thrillo, man? What's going on? Welcome to the show. Pine Bluff hires Alonzo Hampton as the head coach. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of y'all familiar with this guy. He coached at Pine Bluff back in the day. I think in like 2006. He was there. And then he was defensive coordinator in 2007 and 2009 at Pine Bluff. And then he from then on, man, he was like attached at the hip with Willie Taggart. He was at Western Kentucky, USF, Oregon, and Florida State, all with Willie Taggart. To me, man, this is this is a guy that been through, that didn't been through a lot of stops, a long time assistant. I think you could have did better, man. I just felt like a hire like this. I thought that with the names they had in the finalists, quote unquote finalists, I thought that would be some good names in that group. But obviously you went left, and I feel like man. a little bit he do, man. I just looked at the picture, man. He looked like him a little bit. I actually just looked at a picture of him, but but man, like I said, I think that you could have did a lot better, man. I feel like okay, this guy got some Pine Bluff ties. He coached in Arkansas. He coached at high school in Arkansas and everything. But I think you could have did better. Obviously you need to get a coach in. I don't know if this was a rush job. Oh, yo, what's up, Brax, man? Welcome to the show, man. Thank you for stopping through. Um, hey, man, thank you for stopping through. I appreciate it. Like I said, I don't know if if they felt like this was a rush job and they needed to kind of make some things happen because they knew that recruiting is hell. You got to get in on the portal. You got to probably keep some of those guys that you got from getting up out of here. But I feel like, man, they could have did a lot better with that move. I mean, obviously, time will tell. I could be proven wrong. It won't be the first time that I'm wrong. But I just feel like that this was a move that probably, I mean, personally, and you could say this is, I'm slandering the man or whatever, but personally, you could have kept Doc Gamble for this move, man. I mean, this move to me don't really move Pine Bluff forward. I'm not saying they're moving backwards, but it just, to me, it's just not that move that I felt like that, they should have made. Now, they might have approached some people. They might have told them no. So, I mean, obviously, there's two sides to everything. I'm not going to lay it all on them. Maybe the candidates they wanted, kind of fell out. Man, how you doing today, man? Thank you for stopping through. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Also, like I said, we just gonna, I had this as a signing day show, but man, like I said, a few people, the recruiting this year has been kind of weird. But let's look at FAMU real quick, man. Let's look at some of the names that FAMU didn't drop, man, because Coach Simmons been doing some work. These are the names that I have from their website. Now, if they added any more people, then feel free to let me know. But they've been busy, man. FAMU been busy. They got a punter, Trey Wilholt. He's from Tallahassee. Kelvin Dean, running back from Chipley, Florida. Deco Wilson from Talladega, defensive back. Ashton Grable, offensive lineman from Georgia. Levante Somerset from Fort Myers, Florida. He's an athlete. Jamari Gassett, wide receiver, kick returner from Tampa. Always love to see a Tampa boy around there. Jalen Glaze, defensive back from Belgrade. Muck Boys, man. Them Muck Boys is always on point. You can't go wrong with a Muck Boy. Fam, you've been working. Hey, that might be the way it's shaping up, man. I mean, I don't know what some teams doing, but I see TSU doing some work. So, hey, this might be the year that the Tigers get there, man. You never know. Let's see, Sharif Saye from Houston, Texas, defensive lineman. Tyrese Gibson Battles from Cleveland, Ohio, another defensive lineman. So there's just some of the names that I found on the website. Now they might have locked in some more guys, but the Rattlers, they recruiting real hard, man. Coach Simmons trying to make that move. They really made some serious jumps on some guys. But the East is still gonna be a dogfight because if you think JSU going anywhere, man, I think you need to think again. Because the Tigers of JSU they're not going away, man. TC Taylor had been doing serious work on the recruiting trail, man. He been handling his business, man. I'm really excited and enthusiastic about the work Coach Taylor been putting in at Jackson State. Alcorn, they've been making some moves, man. Some people, man, really doing it, man. He got a couple guys to come out of the portal. Some guys went in the portal who probably shouldn't have went in the portal. So you get them back, man. Get them a chance to actually get some playing time. That can help. Like I said, you're convincing a couple big guys to come back, and you're recruiting like hell, man. That quarterback, Phillip Short, I think that dude's going to be one of the top guys in the league, if he wins the job. Man, there's no way you can sleep on JSU, man. If anybody sleep on JSU, they are crazy, man. I didn't think that they would, I didn't think they would come out the box like this. I thought, there might be a lull, but man, they and I'm not even trying to exaggerate, man. It's, like I said, man, the list of guys that just came through, man. You got Jace Ward, tight end from this doggone graphic moving so fast. I can't read as fast as these graphics move, man. But you got Jace Ward, he's a tight end Philip Short, I think he gonna get it, man. I think if he can win that job, man, I think that's a guy that you really want to get. Mike Williams, another wide receiver from Natchez. Again, they kind of going into the Mississippi roots. I think that's a good thing. I probably should have wrote these down, man. I didn't really do a good job of prepping my show. Alan Walker, he's a transfer from Louisiana Tech linebacker. That's a nice size guy that can make some things for you. Tim Stewart from Troy, safety from Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Hey, I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. I think the East again is going to be a dogfight, man. And like you said before, Alcorn making some moves in West TSU. Prairie View picking up Caleb Johnson out the portal. That's a big thing. Grambling, getting Miles Crowley at quarterback, and the Grambling's been recruiting like crazy. So I think there's a lot. It's wide open, man. It's obviously, you're gonna have to go through Jackson to get to the title. But I think if you're gonna do it, man, you got to get the dogs in, and some of these teams are definitely getting the dogs in. And I'm really impressed with some of the work that's been done. Like I said, TSU brought in some guys. Let's take a look at some of that, man. Like I said, I'm gonna have to kind of go back and get me a written list of those JSU guys, man, because those JSU graphics is moving too fast for my old slow eyes. So that's something that I'm not ashamed to admit, because that graphics is killing my ass right now. But Texas Southern, man, I like some of the things they got, man. You pulling in some guys from obviously the Texas guys, man. You got you some wide receivers, defensive backs. Got your nice little transfer quarterback in there. Good size, man. You got two quarterbacks, one from Shreveport, and a guy who I think came from Furman. So I wouldn't count, like I said, I wouldn't count nobody out. But quarterback I think competition in the quarterback room is always big. And I agree with this comment, man. Picking up local guys, man. You have to recruit your local areas, because that's, to me, local guys are the lifeblood of your team, man. If you got a mid-level 3-4-star guy from your area, you shouldn't have to go out of your area to get that guy, man. To go get somebody that's his level or worse. So recruiting at home builds your base, and then you build outward from there. So I like the move that JSU doing, dipping back into Mississippi, because they got dogs in Mississippi, and you definitely want to get that. Grambling been doing good, especially in the Baton Rouge area, which Grambling historically has done. Reached into Baton Rouge and got guys. So I think that's something that's really been a good thing for them. Recruit locally, man. Get you guys in, and play the portal a little bit. I don't think you need to go heavy in the portal. I still think you need to get high school guys to build your foundation. Yeah, I mean, and this is something, man, that I'm gonna really go on my soapbox about, and I'm already on it. Baton Rouge talent, man. I know a lot of y'all, especially y'all Texas people, y'all going, y'all know how Texas football is, and I ain't gonna argue with y'all, because that's a battle I can't win. But in this area, man, we got a lot of good football for the state of Louisiana, man. And you have to get some of these guys, man. Now, state championship caliber teams are up and down the Baton Rouge area. Although this season wasn't a great season for championships, but you got teams that routinely make deep runs in the playoffs with a lot of talent that's leaving the state. I think you need to really lock some of those guys in, man. You got a coaching staff full of Louisiana guys, man. So you should not be lacking in that area. Now, if obviously, there has to be a merging and I can't even think of the word right now. it has to be, both sides. It had to be mutual, but you still need to, man. You need to throw those nets out, man. You never know what you're gonna catch, man. You get guys, and see what happens. So hopefully, that's something that can be adjusted. I think the portal is always there and it's always important, but I think you still need to get those high school guys in, especially on the FCS level. You need to build some depth. Getting guys in that can play right away is very vital, especially when you're trying to fill holes. But you still need that depth. I definitely have not really been too ecstatic with the way the Baton Rouge recruiting, especially, has been going. Now, this is a long weekend, so who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow or Friday, and obviously, February. But you got multiple kids that are really good, especially quarterbacks. Man, Baton Rouge has some really good quarterbacks in the city this year, and one literally 5 minutes up the street from your school. And that's a kid that you should really try to get in. Obviously, you probably gonna be competing with some G5 schools, but you still need to try to win that battle, man. I think it's time that the rest of us, not Jackson State, not FAMU, not Grambling, the rest of us, and to an extent Texas Southern and Prairie View, the rest of us need to not be T-Set. That's my boy, man. Zay T-Set. I'm a Scotlandville boy, man. I've been watching that kid since his freshman year. So the kid can play. But we need to stop being afraid to battle these G5 teams, man. We need to go head up and win some of these recruiting battles, man. And we just need to. Like I said, man, it's a mixed bag today. And I really changed my whole format of my show today because I was gonna sit down and go team to team and make some things happen. But, nobody, outside of the obvious, nobody else really wants to, whether they got it and they not sharing it, or you got a team like Bethune-Cookman who don't got a coach at all. Valley don't got a coach. Keelan, man, where did he go? Man, where did Keelan Brown go, man? Because I that's another kid I watched play from his young time, man. Freshman year, taking over at the Lindsay Scott at Zachary. Oh man, I lost my train of thought. Let me start over. Bethune-Cookman, no coach, man. It's almost January. You don't have a coach. I haven't seen anything on recruiting from you. I've seen a couple players who played at Bethune-Cookman not happy about the lack of movement in their position. North Carolina, you cannot have a coach and still make moves, man, because you got interim guys, you got the rest of your staff. It doesn't stop with the coach being gone, but you still can make moves. So I feel like that's some kind of disconnect there, man. I saw a tweet from Kamari Everett. I mean, he's done now, but he was saying that it don't make no sense for them not to have no kind of movement. Amari Hill Robinson, who is probably their best defensive back, said he might need to find a new home. And that's the kind of things that you cannot have, on social media from your team, man, especially your all conference type of guys. That's just something that needs to happen. And we might need to start trying to make some kind of look into that, man, because I do think some changes gonna be made to the staff. Yeah, man, the kid can spin the ball, man. Like I said, he played in a good program, so I think you need to try to cast the net at those guys especially if they're in the portal, man. You really need to try to see. A guy bounced around a couple of times. He probably looking to get back closer, because that you just need to try that. And like I said, to me, you cannot have that, man. You cannot have guys airing out dirty laundry online. Now, they frustrated. They want the best for the program. Somebody from the school, the team, somebody need to, that's something that you got to, nip in the bud, because people really looking out for that kind of stuff, man. So you got, you can't have that, man. That's you negative recruiting. I cannot talk tonight. You're negatively recruiting against yourself that way, and that's something that really needs to be fixed. I don't like that, man. Especially in the SWAC family, we need to kind of rise to the same level. Man, what's up, Rod? Man, welcome, man. Thank you for stopping in, checking us out tonight. Valley again, who knows what Valley gonna do? I haven't heard anything, and we always bounce around some names for the move that they probably should make. I think they should go with a guy that understands that area. They did get a commitment from an offensive lineman the other day, so somebody in Valley is still out pounding the pavement. So maybe they can, sign a couple guys, but for me, like I said, and I'm going to really keep harping on this, and it's not the end all be all. But if you're somebody like me that's looking for a little bit of juice for your program as a fan, it's good to know what's going on, man. And sometimes you feel like you don't know what's going on. Sometimes you feel like some programs don't. We move in silence. Man, this is 2022, man. Nobody move in silence no more, man. If saying what, promoting your program and putting things out there is not damaging to nobody. Like people used to always think social media was that kind of thing. I like what Alcorn doing. They picked up another quarterback. They got some really nice guys coming in. Grambling got some speed coming in. They dipped into Zachary and got a couple nice guys, on both sides of the ball. Obviously, like I said, they got a nice transfer in there who probably should take over the job. Alabama A&M, I haven't heard anything from them, man. So if anybody, and I've been kind of combing Twitter, I've been trying to comb Twitter and find some stuff, but I haven't seen anything on Alabama A&M. So if y'all know anything that they're doing out there, man, y'all let me know. Because I'm genuinely curious. That I'm eager to see what Coach Manor does. I think he still got some things he needs to, he probably need to work on with shoring up his team. So I really would, love to see something like that happen. I need to know, I really want to know what they're doing. This is not a SWAC thing, but it involves the SWAC team. Tyler Brown from Jackson State has committed to Colorado. I'm sure that nobody's surprised by that, but that news just came out from Blue. He just put that out a few minutes ago. But it's just one of the things, man. So y'all kind of got me on an impromptu night now. I was really wanted to sit down and do my run through all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Nowadays, man, the recruiting game is so different. You almost got to recruit guys 2 and 3 times, man. You got to recruit them, you got to get them on campus, then you got to recruit them again to keep them on campus, and then you got to recruit guys in the portal. So kids flip and change their minds. They jump back and forth. You just never know what you just never know what happens. Man, I said it might not be SWAC news no more, but I know how you feel about Cody, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. But it's like, man, I just I'm kind of grasping at straws right now, but it's one of them things, man. Let's see. I guess I'm just bouncing around, man. Celebration Bowl numbers was pretty good this week. Over 2 million viewers, so 2,407,000 viewers. So a little bit down from last year, but still steady numbers. Orange Blossom Classic drew 958,000 viewers. MEAC SWAC Challenge 485,000 viewers. The Hall of Fame Classic 200,000 viewers. Bayou Classic 720,000 viewers. SWAC Championship 391,000 viewers. So a lot of good numbers, man. That I just another thing I just came across scrolling on Twitter. It's a little old, but it's my first time seeing it. So I just wanted to put that out there. Anybody go to the game and see Big Thriller at the game? I mean, it's Big Thriller. See Jamie G at the game, man. He said y'all should have hollered at him, man. He was out there doing his thing. Man, I think he doing all right, man. I think he coming around. I think he day by day. I think he getting a little bit better now. But I'm it's been a crazy day, man. You know, I'm a little. Oh man, what's the term I wanna? Man, man, I hope you don't get caught in that weather, man, because I know it's bad out there. I was supposed to be going to Minnesota this week, today actually, and that storm come through, couldn't make that trip. Yeah, I mean, Celebration Bowl, man, trumps everything right now, man. And when you get the two top teams in HBCU football to match up, I think you get the best of all worlds, man. You get a great game, you get great attendance, you get people from all over coming. Like I said, it was a lot of people from all HBCUs coming through. So that's definitely one of those things that you really get, which I like. I like that it's becoming. Well, it's always been an event. Oh, what's up, Los J, man? What's going on? Welcome to the show, man. Yeah, that's a long drive, man. I don't really look forward to that drive, but I hate that I couldn't take it this time. Man, Los J, what's going on, man? Give us some news. I know you got some news that you always like to drop the little So this is Brian Johnson. What's up, man? Welcome to the show, man. Glad to have you in the house. Y'all know how I get down. Man, let's do it early. I know game. What was your anybody share your thoughts, man? What were your games of the year? Anybody got any games they like to think was a game of the year? That'd be a nice little thing to get out there, because I'm gonna keep beating this horse till it dies, man. These people think everything is super sub secret, man, and I'm not liking that, man. I'm kind of, like I said, man, I'm kind of miffed. So y'all just got me. I'm just in a rambling mode tonight. So I thank y'all for tuning in with me just rambling, because I balled up all my stuff and threw it away because a lot of people didn't want to get guys on their team. Well, hey, I knew you like that. I knew you like that. That was quite entertaining for a lot of people, and it was not entertaining for another bunch of people. That A&M Tate Southern game was good. I had to watch the replay because I fell asleep on it. Celebration Bowl was also a good game. The first quarter of Southern and Jackson State in October was a good game, man. That first quarter of the first Boombox Classic, that was a good game. I really enjoyed that. Too bad they canceled the game after the first quarter. But some kind of things happen with the weather. I'm trying to think a game that I didn't get to watch, but I kind of kept tabs on it, with the Bethune-Cookman Prairie View game. I think that game turned out kind of good. Grambling and FAMU, that was a good one. Came down to the end. What's happening now? That game came down to the end, had a little controversy. Was that offensive pass interference? I think it was dicey, to make that call. It's tough for a team to not get that, to have that call go against them at home. But Bethune-Cookman Alcorn was another one. Alcorn and Prairie View was a game that was kind of exciting, man. Went in overtime. Not a lot of points, but it was a pretty exciting game. FAMU Alabama State, that was another good game, man. Bama State actually had some games that were really good this year. We're gonna take it one. We're gonna take it one step at a time. I ain't quite ready to jump on that boat yet. But I'm just trying to see if we can get past Texas Southern first. Yeah, JSU Bama State was a good game for all kind of reasons. I think we need to shout out Eddie Robinson, man. That man was a soothsayer, man. He saw into the future. So I think we need to show Eddie Robinson some love, man. But I let me see. I'm trying to think of another game that I liked a lot. I I think location helps, but I don't think they have the resources for that move, man. You know, because they're gonna have to add some sports to move up. I don't know if they're able to do that. Um, if they can get the resources they need, I think, you know, with the fan base they got and the history they got with a lot of SWAC schools, I think they can make it happen. Yeah, hey, please tell me, man, do you have any idea of who they looking at as a coach, man? Because if not, I'm about to send Reggie Theus my resume. I'm like undefeated on NCAA 14, so you know I didn't took a lot of teams from worst to first. So you know if y'all want a coach, man, hit me up. Hey, like I said, man, we just need to give Coach Robinson, man, his props, man. He said what needed to be said. We all came down on him, but you know it's he was right. Oh, they got a hiring freeze right now. Oh my God, that's nasty. That is very unfortunate. Man, the MEAC has been talking a lot because they win that one game at the end of the year, and you know they win that one game at the beginning of the year. But we do hold our own with them for the most part. But I think that we need to. That's something that I do want to ask you guys, man. A lot of people say that the SWAC don't, you know, the SWAC doesn't get any time off before that game. You know, since the championship game is you get like a week off. And the MEAC, you know, they get like 3 weeks off or so. Do y'all think that makes a big difference? Or do y'all think it's just, you know, the matchups, the way they've been going, it kind of plays more into their favor? You know, especially in this, I think this year, I think that time off really helped them a lot. Because you know, obviously JSU had a lot going on in his last month. Um, not necessarily saying that's the reason why JSU did not win, because I mean it was only a one score game, but you know, I think that time off does give you a chance to heal. If you think about it, their quarterback had a chance to have surgery on his hand in that off time, non-throwing hand, but you know he had a chance to, you know, heal up and get some things taken care of, and then you get to sit back and watch, you know, 2 games at least of that team that you know that you possibly can play. And you know, playing in those games like that, a championship game that's typically, regardless of the outcome, going to be highly contested, late season rivalry games. Um, yeah, I mean, I think the fact that if you look at like a JSU, and you know, this is not an excuse because I really don't like to look at it that way, but I think if you look at the way most SWAC teams end their season, you got a rivalry game that's intense, and then you got a championship game that's, you know, possibly can be intense, you know, as far as, you know, the team that you're playing. And, you know, you get a team who been not necessarily sitting around, but like the comments say, they get a chance to kind of add some stuff, put some extra wrinkles in what they do, and then they get to sit back for 2-3 weeks and watch people build up the disrespect against them, and get that huge chip on their shoulder and come out and just, you know, come out and just play hard. Now, the one thing I do want to say is, you know, JSU defense did not play a good game at all. This was the worst game JSU defense that played that I've seen in a long time. But the offense was still in the game. To have for the score to be what it was and for JSU to only run for like 68 yards, it says a lot, man. You know, and they still had a chance to tie the game up and force a second overtime, which who knows what would have happened in that situation. But I think yeah, I think you know, back in them days, you know, we had time off. You know, we had like 2 weeks or whatever, and some of them early Heritage Bowls was on January 1st or December 31st. So you know, you had, you know, months a month or so to regroup. So we was kind of in the same boat, you know, and as it is now, and both teams in that time was evenly matched in terms of time off. I don't know how you really fix that though, other than getting rid of the championship game, you know, because you know, the longer that you get the other team off, you still getting the other team still gonna have even longer off. So I think that's just one of those things that we're gonna have to try to overcome some kind of way. Now Grambling was able to overcome it that time, so it's not impossible. I just think that what? Man, I ain't even been keeping up with them. You serious? 10-2? They make a bowl game? I mean, obviously, I guess so, but I think, you know, like I said, I think it's one of those things where you're gonna have to try to get your guys, you know, take advantage of that 1 week off that you got, and try to get your guys healed up and ready to play again. So unless we can change the championship game, I think we always gonna be at that disadvantage, if you want to put it that way. So we're gonna always have to try to find a way to get past that and make some things happen, because you don't want to keep coming up short like that, man. I think that makes, you know, that just makes you look like you can't compete, which I don't, you know, I don't like that everything comes down to, you know, the how good each league is comes down to one game. I've never been a fan of, you know, looking at this league is better because they won this game here, when they match up all year and other conference tend to come out on top. So, you know, I still think the Swag is a better league overall, but you know, in that one game, you know, the MEAC comes out on top. Bro, I did not know that, man. I thought they was not good this year. I didn't know that. That's an interesting tidbit right there. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can never go wrong with UL Lafayette. You can't go wrong with, you know, like a Troy or somebody like that, or Georgia Southern, App State, them kind of teams. You know, they're always gonna be in the mix. But right now, I'm really surprised at that though. Man, it's basketball season 2 now, y'all. So y'all get ready for some basketball talk too. Yeah, I mean, that same, well, not the exact same team, but that Central team that beat Alcorn, Valley beat on a last second touchdown in Edabina, which, you know, is a tough place to play. You know, like I always say, crazy things happen up there. But that team really changed in in between this season and last season, man. The boy Davis Richard really improved a lot. You know, he wasn't the best last year. He had played a lot, played a bit the year before, and then last year, you know, he was up and down, but you know, he really improved a lot. They did lose a game against South Carolina State that they probably should not have lost, and you know, obviously they got worked by Campbell too. So they had their flaws. They wasn't a flawless team, but it's one of them things that when you playing as a team, you know, you can beat a team can beat talent a lot of times. And that's something that you really, you know, sometimes you really see happen, is that you have a team going against a group of guys who got all the talent in the world, but they can't make it happen. But that, you know, that's bold. That's the mark of a bowl game, man. You just never know. Valley defense scary, but they ain't got nobody on offense no more, man. They lost Caleb Johnson, they lost Jamari Jones. I think Jelani Eason finally gone. They gonna really be, you know, and we don't know who's gonna be coaching that team. But I mean, like I said, man, you can have all of that, and if your guys aren't playing on the same page, or you know, when you find yourself, I think one of the things that I really think is important to look at is when you're a team that's blowing through people, um, you don't necessarily always know how to handle a game that give you a lot of adversity. And I'm not talking about a game like, you know, Alabama State where you was gonna. I don't think there was no way you were gonna lose that game. But you know, it's certain games that they played that were closer than they probably should have been. But that's not the same as playing a game like this where a team is going toe to toe with you. Sometimes you can't find them answers when you know when things go wrong. Like you know, like Mike Tyson said, you know, everybody got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. So sometimes you know you the one throwing the punches. You know, you good even if a team swing back. But if they catch you first, you know, and you got to go back and regroup, you know, it's you know it's tough. I like that move for Prairie View, man. Caleb Johnson is probably my favorite running back in the league. You know, I've been high on him for a couple of years, and the way Prairie View like to run the ball, I think he's gonna, you know, as long as he's healthy, I think he's gonna do a good job with that team. Now they did lose Jaden Stewart to the portal, so they kind of traded one back for another. So I think they still got an opportunity to be pretty solid with their run game. But I you know, I like that move. I tried to tell them to come to Southern, but I don't know if they even looked at him, which to me don't make a lick of sense. But you know, it is what it is. And trying to find some basketball scores because, like I said, man, I'm in basketball mode now, man. Y'all, football done made me put me to a point where I'm gonna go ahead and jump on basketball because I need to get my basketball fixed. Yeah, man, I think you got to get that bag, man. You know, I mean, I know he always said it wasn't about money. It was about getting money for his guys, which you know is fine with me. I just think there's, you know, I just think there's ways of doing, you know, doing what you do. I don't think necessarily left left the right way. Well, I agree with you, man. I'm not saying there's a one. I'm not saying they like on the same level because, like I say, man, I feel Caleb Johnson is the best back in the league. But Stewart was a guy that was a really solid guy for them. And I think, you know, being able to lose that guy and replace him with somebody that's better is definitely a situation that really could help them a lot. Yeah, I think, you know, I think everybody's, you know, everybody's adding guys, man. And you know, I still think that JSU, even you know, with the guys leaving, I think there's still a little bit of a gap. I don't think it's a huge gap, but you know, you still have enough guys that still want to compete. So I think everybody's still gonna try to have to reach that level. But I think that I think the league I think it's gonna consistently get better, man. You're gonna have to recruit to win in this league, man. You can't get by on the okie doke. Who did y'all lose to, man? Because that was a pretty entertaining tourney, man. I think we need more. I think we need some kind of stuff like that more often. Um, cut out some of these impossible money games and get in more tournaments. Yeah, man, they should not have. Man, Floyd Chalk should have been carrying the ball all season. I love Maurice Washington, man. That dude's fast, but he oh yeah, that's tough. Maurice Washington is fast, but he's injury prone, man. That kid Floyd Chalk, man, that dude was running the ball. He didn't even get a lot of carries during the season, which to me is asinine. I think a guy like that, you know, I'm not saying you need to run him like Fred McNair run Jarvion Howard, but I think you need to give that guy a lot of carries, man. I think he should. I mean, he has the size. He runs with power. He falls ahead when he runs. So I really think that's a guy that should get more carries. So hopefully, this upcoming season they recognize that he's the guy to get the ball. And of course they still got a lot of guys in that backfield. But I think they need to find one guy and give him the bulk of the carries first, and then divvy up the rest with everybody else. But I was happy that they stopped running the football personally, you know what I mean? Because once they stopped running the football, we finally had a chance to kind of get ourselves back together. So I was really happy that they decided not to run the football no more. But coaching is always going to be a big factor in this league, man. If you don't take advantage of the guys you got, you're going to put yourself in a tough way. But I still look at it as being a pretty entertaining season, hopefully upcoming. It's wide open, man. The West wide open. Depending on what's going on with Gerard Sims, you still got Ligon and Rhymes, and I think Braylon Morgan's another guy who's kind of like a scat back type of guy. I still think they need another power back, man. I think they need another power back. I thought he would be it would benefit him to change positions. I think he's a guy with the ball in his hands without being a quarterback. I think he's a good open field guy, man. I don't know, I think he was a receiver at one point. I think he could have been good at that, but I just don't know, what his thoughts on was that. I still think there's a salvageable quarterback there, man, but I don't know if it's at Southern. I think he didn't have the greatest numbers in JUCO, but he was an explosive guy, and I just think he just fell off the cliff and just couldn't get himself back right. Yeah, Kobe Dillon coming back is definitely a guy who can make some carries. Like I said, he missed the whole season, but last season he played really strong as a guy who wasn't a running back before last season. He's a guy that got some power, got speed. I think they need that guy that can, that kind of versatile all around guy, the guy that you can run in the middle and the guy that you can kind of get outside. Because when Sales went down, you noticed that they did not have a really strong running attack because you didn't have that guy that can just continually, pick up those tough yards here and now. So they just really need that. Yeah, man. That's the guy. The guy started 8 games last season, man. I don't necessarily think he got the best shot. I don't think he got the best shot going into the season. I think Coach Dooley had an idea of what he was looking for, and he didn't feel like Bubba was that guy. But I don't think you discount a guy with that kind of advantage. That kind of experience. I don't think you discount experience, especially in your first year as a head coach at that spot. I think you go with the guys that can do what you need, and he can throw the ball. His running in the JSU game was a lot more surprising than I've never seen him run like that. So I don't know, I don't know what somebody juiced him up with, but his running was definitely on another level. He made some good passes. He made some bad throws, but you cannot make mistakes against that JSU defense, especially when they expecting you to throw. So he did all he could in that situation, and he at least made the game a little bit closer than what it probably could have been. Yeah, I think Howard is that guy's a monster, man. That dude's a bowling ball. He's definitely one of those guys that you can count on getting the yardage because he's tough to bring down. One man, not always going to bring him down. He gonna fall forward. He gonna pick up those yards, and they're not scared to run him. They're gonna run him a lot, and that's something you don't see that often no more. You don't see guys getting 25, 30 carries a game. The man ran the ball 32 times in one game, so he definitely a guy who gets stronger as the game go on. But I think that they still need that. They need a little bit more versatility with their offense. Yeah, I think when you look at that game, when you don't look at how it ended up and you look at some of the things that happened, then yeah, that was a precursor to what happened in the Celebration Bowl. You're playing a guy who was a really good runner, and I think Rich is a good passer. I don't think he's a great passer, but I think he's a guy who can make those throws when he needs it. And he just was tough to bring down, and the offense feeds off of him, and he definitely caused some problems for them. And what's up with that quarterback, man? Because I think Alcorn was a quarterback away from. I think that 3-game losing streak in the middle of the season was basically quarterback, man. Allen threw a bunch of interceptions in 2 games, and when he got hurt, the quarterback play was not that good. Lawrence, was a young guy, and I don't think he really got it done. So if they can get them somebody that can get that ball out to those receivers, I think they can definitely be tough because the defense was really good last year. That was an old school Alcorn defense. Yeah, you have to have a guy that can be efficient. I don't think you necessarily need a guy that throws for 4,000 yards in a season, but I think you need a guy that can consistently get the ball where it needs to be. Doesn't turn the ball over and takes advantage of the weapons, because every team in the SWAC got skilled guys. From the best team to the worst team, everybody got skilled guys. Now they different levels of talent. I'm not saying everybody's equal, but everybody got skilled guys. You need that. You need your line play to be great, but a quarterback that can run your offense efficiently, it carries you a long way, man. I mean, even guys who aren't great passers and are good runners, but they're solid passers, can get you to a championship. I think because you have to throw the ball at some point. As much as I would wish it, you can't win without throwing the football. So if you can throw the ball for like 200 yards a game and you run for like 185, 200 yards a game, that's 400 yards of offense, that you should be in pretty much every game you play. So I think he was right on that point. Yeah, I think I saw that before I went on there. I'm gonna look him up, man, because getting a solid quarterback is definitely gonna help with a strong backfield, man. It makes it tough to defend, man. You have to defend the run and the pass. The run game and the passing game, that definitely makes defenses have to worry about everything. Yeah, man, I saw that scope, man. They not doing so hot right now, but hey, they made it. They made it to that point. So good for them, man. But man, I think I'm gonna get out of here, man. I don't think I'm gonna be on too much longer, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for stopping through with me on this impromptu show. I haven't heard anything, man. It's been I can't get any information from my people, man. They're not getting much information, so like I'm trying to figure out things as they happen. So if I hear anything, I definitely pass it on. But I haven't really heard anything. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, you do need a guy that can run the ball with his legs. Now he don't have to be, he don't have to be Ladarius Skelton or nobody like that, but you need a guy that can extend plays. I mean, if you even look at Shador, he's a guy that can extend plays with his legs. He can pick up yardage if you need to, but he can move around in the pocket and make some things happen. So you do have to be mobile, because the SWAC believes in pressure. The SWAC had 3 teams in like the top 5 or 6 in the nation in sacks. So everybody generates pressure in this league. So you're gonna face that kind of pressure, week in and week out, because everybody believes in blitzing in this league. But man, like I said, I want to thank y'all for stopping through, man. Like I said, had to change it up on the fly because of the way some people operate in this conference with their recruiting and everything. But tomorrow we'll be back, SWAC Smoke, man. Y'all make sure y'all check us out. We'll be live again tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern as usual. And then, we'll go from there with the rest of the week. Because, like I said, I was supposed to be on vacation, but that Winter Storm Elliott changed everything, man. So I'm in Baton Rouge again. So No vacation. I don't work a job where I had to put in for time off. So when my boss found out I wasn't working, I wasn't on vacation. Made me go back to work. So I'm doing my thing. But man, y'all catch us tomorrow, man. We're gonna do another live show tomorrow. So I'd like to thank y'all for kicking it with me tonight, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow on Swag Smoke. Hey, I appreciate tuning in, man. Thank you very much.